Hello and welcome back to section 1.5.6 where we'll start talking about coordinate vectors and coordinate map. All right, the goal is pretty simple. I'm going to be giving you a basis for a vector space V, and I will define the coordinates and the coordinate vectors of an element V with regard to that basis. All right, theorem 1.5.5, that's the one that tells us that these coordinates exist. So B is a basis for V, and I'm going to take any element V in V. And I want to prove that there exists unique real numbers C1 through Cn in R so that V is C1 V1 plus Cn Vn. Right? So I want to prove not only that you could find C1 through Cn, but that everybody will find exactly the same one. All right, first part, I'm going to prove that we could find some. So there exists, well, B is a basis. That's all I have really. And so that means that the span of B is all of V. But that includes little v. So since V's in V, which is span of B, that means that V equals C1 V1 plus Cn Vn for some C1 Cn in R. All right, so since B can span all of V, it spans little v, and so you could write it as a linear combination. All right, so the more complicated part is the fact that we have unique C1 through Cn. All right, so assume that we have two ways of writing V as a linear combination of B. So let's assume that V is A1, V1, blah, 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 AN, Vn, and it's also B1, V1, Bn, Vn. All right, so let me call this 1, call this 2. If I look at equation 1 minus equation 2, I'm going to get V minus V. That's going to be equal to E1 V1 plus AN Vn minus B1 V1 plus Bn Vn. All right, V minus V, that's just 0. And then here I could rewrite this by grouping the terms with the same V together. All right, perfect. And so well, if you look at what I have here, I have a linear combination that gives 0. So since B is a basis, it is linearly independent. And so there's only the trivial solution for 0v equals, let's call them d1 plus dn vn. So that means the coefficient here need to be 0, and so those need to be 0. Well, that means a1 is equal to b1 and an equals bn. And so yeah, they were unique.